Hello, today we are heading into Manchester to do some street photography, urban photography. We're going to be doing it on this 70 to 200mm lens, which I know isn't a classic lens for street photography. We're also going to have a little chat with another photographer about exactly what it is that street photography is. So what settings am I using? Well, I'm on a full frame camera, which means that in terms of my shutter speed, I only need to bear in mind the 200mm focal length to set the shutter speed, make sure we don't get any camera shake. This has also got good image stabilization, and so is the lens as well. In fact, in terms of Canon, this has got one of the best image stabilization lenses, anywhere between f5.6 and f16. ISO 400 is my base ISO, and I've got room either side of that to maneuver that along. And in terms of the shutter speed, then around 200 to 400. And I've also been doing a couple of shots with some movement in it as well, especially with some cyclists. So just upping that to a third of a second by utilizing the aperture range on this lens, which does shut down to f32, dropping the ISO to ISO 100. And that allows me around a third of a second without even putting any filters onto the front of it. So I can do some pans when it comes to cyclists. I'll just capture movements of people as they walk through the scene. Not many people out wearing shorts. Hello.
Hi, it's Eddie. You alright?
Well,
Nearly fell in then. Good to see you.
You too, you getting much?
Yeah, we had a good time so far. It's a nice bit of light.
So for those of you who maybe don't know, this is Mr. Andrew Hamilton.
Hi.
From the aptly named Andrew Hamilton Photography, but long-term viewers of my channel will have seen Mr. Hamilton here on one of my videos before, so probably recognise him. And we're going to go off and do some street photography today. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you shoot Nikon, yeah?
I do, yeah.
Now, big question for the channel: Nikon or Nikon?
Nikon.
Okay, so we've got a Nikon
Definitely
shooter.
Nikon,
It's definitely Nikon.
Yeah.
Now, out of interest, I'm going to be shooting on a 200mm lens today. Well, 70 to 200. What are you shooting on?
Yeah, I've got my 35mm.
Ooh, classic street photography lens.
Yeah, go for it.
Fabulous.
Nice and tight, nice and unobtrusive.
Yeah.
And see what we can get, yeah?
Perfect, well, let's go and do it. In order to create some depth in my image, I'm using foreground and background, and putting some out of focus stuff in the foreground right next to the lens to create a bit of depth that I want to give into my scene, because otherwise it might appear a little too compressed. But I'm also using the focal length to my advantage to bring buildings and some of the urban scene in the background of my images closer in and closer to the subject that I'm shooting. So we're just talking actually about what is street photography, where does it come from, what are the history, and you had quite a quintessential kind of, I suppose, referenceable.
Yeah, for me,
idea.
it's all about capturing that moment in time, capturing that epic life experience, whether it be people in the photographs, whether it be buildings, architecture, whether it be the intricate details, whether it be the dress of the period. It's all about capturing that moment in time, capturing a piece of history, I guess, and freezing that forever to look back on in later years, and to be in a situation where you can look back over that documented. It's more of a documentary, I guess.
I was just saying to you, wasn't I? I mean, how much value does it have in the modern world where we document everything? There's so much video and photography and all that kind of stuff. But I suppose the fact of the matter is that if we look at a specific scene with, if we've got people coming into it, especially with somebody walking across it with a certain clothing on and a certain colour,
an expression, it might be.
That's never going to repeat, is it?
No, it's going to be something that's absolutely 100%
a moment of that time.
Yeah, it's not going to be like landscape photography. We both do landscape photography, and you'll stand on the top of a mountain, you'll take a view, and that view will look the same as it did yesterday and the day before, with the exception, obviously, of things like
the light and the weather.
But quintessentially, when you take a photograph of a person, that image will never be repeated. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and you're capturing that moment and you're freezing it in time.
Andrew just mentioned there, you've got different styles, so go on, what were you just saying to me about?
So we've got what is known as unobtrusive street photography, which is where you're photographing from a distance, you're not interfering with what that person's doing in that particular moment in time. There's a degree of innocence about it. Whereas obtrusive street photography is more about actually getting in somebody's face, maybe going up and asking them, do you mind if I take your photograph? Can you pose for me?
See, I think that draws up battle lines as well. I've seen on photography groups, whether you should ask, whether you shouldn't ask. I've seen so many. I don't see anything wrong with that, and that's not a bad thing, but then it draws up the whole, should street photography be posed? Should it not be posed? But I suppose if the whole point is to document a moment in time, you're not going up and saying, would you mind doing a portrait session for me, are you?
Portrait is complete. It's portrait photography. So you've got portrait street photography as opposed to that innocence, that inobtrusiveness of taking a photograph of not interfering with that person's life, I guess.
When you're out in the city, so many different compositions.
There is,
And like Andrew mentioned before, and you'll know, I do a lot of landscape photography. Andrew does a lot of landscape photography. And you go out and you get maybe 3 or 4 shots a day. On a good day. And you come out and do this, and it's great practice, I think, for photography in general, because every time you move, you change the scene, you change the light, you change the composition, you change everything, and this is just a great way to come out and practice, and we can all do this around the corner from our houses. The reason why we got talking about this is because I was saying I've seen so many things online with different photographers having different perception and saying this can't be street photography, but this is, and that whole gatekeeper thing. I'm quite interested, if you do street photography, you're interested in street photography, what's your perception of street photography? What's your philosophy behind it? Why do you do it? And share that down in the comments below. Andrew has been doing quite a bit on his phone today as well. So this is a great genre of photography where
we don't need expensive kit.
Yeah, exactly. Wally's like me coming out with stupid cameras and stupid lenses. You can do it on your iPhone. Been a great day in Manchester. Did you get some shots?
I got some shots, Dave.
And I got some shots as well. And there is a link to Andrew's channel down in the description below. And if you want to see more about urban photography and how I process some urban photography, this is a video to click here. It's covering your face, mate. Sorry about that. Forward. I've been Dave, and this has been Let's Click Photography. And I'll see you on that one, or the next one, pretty soon. Bye.